The porters in Apple TV+'s silo play a vital role in how the underground society functions, and they have a unique advantage not afforded to every character. Although they are not a huge part of the silo cast, the function of porters means large parts of the story would be very different without their presence. In fact, huge portions of the narrative would be very difficult to navigate without porters. They are a significant element of the show's world-building, so understanding how they serve the silo is vital to appreciating the events of the dystopian sci-fi project. Silo adapts Hugh Howey's book series, so the show has plenty of established lore to draw upon. This is one of the contributing factors that quickly helped Silo become one of the best sci-fi shows on Apple TV+. Although parts of the source material have been altered to accommodate the story's shift from the page to the screen, it has remained largely intact during the adaptation process. Porters are one of the facets of Howey's work that has remained unchanged in Apple TV+'s version of the tale. Porters deliver goods and messages throughout the silo. Silo shows porters running up and down the staircase. A porter running down the staircase in Silo. Silo 18 and all its identical counterparts are equipped with limited equipment to allow for the transportation of goods and the ability to communicate between the structure's many levels. While certain members of official personnel have access to two-way radios and rudimentary computers, most Silo inhabitants rely heavily on the services of the porters, who take written notes between citizens who cannot easily reach one another. In this respect, the porters are essentially postal workers, as they allow the levels to maintain contact and therefore stay connected. Porters are also vital to the process of shipping items up and down the silo for personal and official needs. They're often seen traversing the spiral staircases at all hours of the day with a special backpack that can hold many types of items. It's not uncommon for the service to run throughout the night as well, as the need for deliveries and communication never really stops. Considering how little most of the citizens of the silo will move on any given day, posters are likely to be the most physically fit given the demands of the job. Which levels porters have access to in Silo? Porters have almost free reign of the silo. The silos are a finite space given their underground existence, but many characters' lives are made even smaller by the fact they don't have access to every part of the structure. Even if they do, the various levels and departments tend to create subgroups and splinter communities that share a sense of camaraderie based on the nature of their respective jobs. For example, those in mechanical tend to largely socialize with other mechanicals partly because they aren't authorized or expected to stray too far from their post. However, this isn't the case for porters. A porter's job requires them to have access to every level in the silo. Although they aren't generally required to relay messages between the silo's senior figures, they have the necessary tech to do that themselves. Physical items still need to be moved by porters. That being said, they don't have complete autonomy like a sheriff or raider. This is proven in Silo Season 2, Episode 6, Barricades, when the porters are prevented from passing the boundary set up by Mayor Holland, Tim Robbins, so that food can't be sent down to Mechanical, who oversees porters in Silo. Dispatch is responsible for how the porters operate. The staircase in Silo. The operation of Silo 18 is an intricately coordinated affair between the various departments. Just as Mechanical is responsible for keeping the silo up and running, Judicial is tasked with maintaining law and order, Medical is where all the doctors and nurses can be found, and so on. Porters are used by everyone in the silo, so it can be tricky to work out to which department they belong and who they answer to. However, there is a lesser-mentioned department in Silo called Dispatch, which is responsible for overseeing the porters. Dispatch monitors, logs, and coordinates all deliveries that take place. It is located on level 10 of Silo 18. Generally speaking, the higher up the silo a department is located, the more official it is deemed. So Dispatch being on level 10 proves how appreciated and important the service is by the Silo characters.